We've seen nature affect people in the most incredible ways here. So, we're talking about women who've been deep in trauma and addiction, um, and actually that they've come into these woods here where we are, and it's the first time, like, for however long, for years maybe, that they've actually like lifted their heads up and looked and taken in what's around them, because they've been consumed with the addiction. They've been consumed with like feelings of no self-worth, lack of trust, no self-esteem, and what nature has done is, and combining that with the arts, is the women have started to look up and see what's around them, and through that began to connect with nature and connect with each other, and most importantly connect with themselves. Being involved in this work is absolutely it's seminal. It's uplifting. I started. I've always been a community development worker by profession. I started doing this particular work when my own daughter died. After, like at 35, after being in addiction and suffering trauma for all of her adult life. So my hope died with my daughter. What this work has done has brought back that hope, and it's brought back hope in abundance.
We're working with women in recovery from addiction, and we're using nature and the arts to help their recovery journeys. When you're out in nature, you have to engage with your senses. It's easier to engage with your whole sensory self, and just sitting here listening to the birds, watching the light on the trees, things moving, little insects scurrying around. It's like you're suddenly a part of a bigger picture. And I think that addiction is a lonely place and nature is a welcoming, holding place. So I think it has an important role to sort of hold people, remind people that they're part of a bigger picture.
How does it do that? Dig into that a bit.
It does that by, I think, lots of ways. I think emotionally it helps you relax, and as you relax and find a kind of place in yourself to be a bit still, that gives you strength. It gives you maybe the courage to grow. I think you see like amazing images and metaphors, like, look at the ground here. It's, there's a load of dead leaves, but they're rotting down to become, the soil for new growth and the primroses. So I think when you've been in a bad place and you can look at the cycle of nature, there's always something changing and moving. I think that's hopeful.
Why is that so important for the women you're dealing with?
Because they need hope. They need to see that the places they've been, and maybe the things that they've done through being, in the grass of addiction, that there is change, and that, there is growth, that's possible. Nothing is wasted in nature, so nothing is wasted in us. And I think that to be able to experience, however awful, that can become somehow transformed into something that enables you to see yourself in a more positive light is important. And I think nature does that.